everyone, it's Amy, and I haven't seen everybody in a while. I've actually been focusing not only on my house, but on my Reiki practice, just because I had to tune myself back up and keep myself calm. But I don't know if you saw my video the other day on TikTok and Instagram. I said, here's a little secret. If you own a mini and you have the brochure, these movements are exactly the same as facial massage. Let me move my camera a little bit so I don't have a shadow. And I'm gonna, my brochure is so old that look, it's like, it's chewed up. So I'm gonna look for a clean version and see if I can scan it and put it into the file section here. And if you haven't purchased a mini and you don't have access to this brochure, you can always go to my YouTube channel and the follow along for the mini. There's a longer version for a follow along for the mini. If you go onto YouTube, just type in the Skin and Lash Lady. Every movement that I'm doing with my mini, you can do with your hands, your Anma, or a GuaSha, and I'm gonna demonstrate them all here for you. So I'm gonna show you with, my least favorite tool is GuaSha, just so you know, my GuaSha, my Anma, my hands. So the first thing, make sure your skin is clean, because when we're using the mini, we're using a conductive gel, but when we're using our hands and these tools for massage is at the time that I do need to have some slip on my face. Not a lot. Too much oil on the skin just kind of bypasses everything. So we want the smallest amount of oil. The oil that I'm using is, it was sent to me by a company. It is a very expensive oil. It is by Oliver Midday. It's not my favorite, quite honestly, for facial massage. It kind of breaks apart, but I have it. So if you don't have any oil at home, you can use grapeseed oil from your kitchen. The Sephora Cleansing Balm, which I don't have here either because I didn't come prepared to make this video, is very good, but not a lot of oil, like the smallest amount, because we want to have a little bit of tension. When I'm working with my hands, there's 3 types of massage or hands-on techniques that I do. One is lymphatic drainage. And if you watch my video on YouTube where I'm doing mostly on the neck, that is super, super light. And that's to help with drainage and to depuff the area. That is actually super, super important. But if we press too hard, we're bypassing the lymphatic system. Then we have fascia release, where sometimes you'll see me do more movements like this and like this. And that's for areas that have tension. We get tension here in the eyebrow and the forehead. That is a different type of technique. And then we have general massage. And general massage, what I'm gonna show you now, is basically helps the muscles, just like in our body. We're working from a starting point over the belly of the muscle to the end point. It helps with circulation. It helps with relaxing a muscle, helps to tone the muscle. There's just a plethora of benefits for it, but we're not doing heavy kneading like we would on the body, because the body's connection is different, the face is different. So, like I said, if you have your brochure, it's kind of the same. It's almost the same. So, what is the first thing we do on the mini? We always do the neck, and the first thing we do is we go up like this. So, I'll do everyone. I'll do GuaSha on my hands, okay? GuaSha with some oil. We always brace, so I'm bracing. And just like with my mini, I go 3 times the same thing. 1, 2, 3. Super simple, right? I'm gonna do this on my other side. If I'm using my Anma, 1, 2, 3. And just like I go to the next area, I go over. My hands, I can do it with my palms and my fingers the best, a little bit of pressure. 1, 2, 3. And just like with the mini, I break it down into 3 sections. So I'm 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I think you got the gist. So the next one, the next move, same thing with the mini. We want to work the muscles this way to the back of this muscle. This SCM muscle is crucial muscle. We need it to help get our neck in shape. So with our mini, we're going this way, the same thing. GuaSha tool, I'll probably hold this way, same way. And I'm usually going right under the jawline first. 1, to the back, 2, and then 3. And of course, I'll go down. My other side, I'm gonna do my Anma, same thing. I have a few options with my Anma. I can use this, like this way, similar. Look at this. See that? It's almost identical. Almost identical. This is put a little bit closer because it has to have an electrical charge that can make the circuit, but almost identical. That's why I love the Anma so much. So I can do 1, 2, 3. I can do it the whole neck in one shot. Very easy to do and saves a lot of time. Look at that, I got the whole neck, right? 1, 2, 3, or my hands, the palms of my hands, or I can use my knuckles. If you have long nails, you may want to use your knuckles, so I can go like this. Remember, look at this, I'm always bracing with my other hand. I'm not just free-forming it, I'm always holding. It's very important. 1, 2, 3, and if it's the palm of my hands, it's 1, 2, 3. And because I love my Anma, I could just do it in one shot. If I didn't, I'm doing in sections, same thing like the mini. What's the next move we have on the mini? This move here, where we go like this to this for the buccinator. Same thing. We have this. Now this you can actually do 2 things. If you're going up like this, you can go up to that way and do it in one stroke. Or let's say we're not, I'm holding 1, 2, I'm getting right under that cheekbone, 3, and I move over. 1, 2, 3. But the other movement with GuaSha, you can just go straight like this. I just don't like it. It's a very long stroke. So that was GuaSha. Anma, I have the same options. I can either use this, but I'm going to use the side because I can catch a lot more area. Same thing. 1. See how I'm using the bottom? 2, 3. Now this I'll have to probably do a second movement. 2. And of course my phone rings in the middle of the video. It's a scam phone call. Okay, what's the next move that we do after the movement here? What's this? The one I like. Movement number 4, where we're doing this whole side of the face, right? So if we were doing our mini, we'd be going from here, 2, 3, we keep moving up. Same thing. GuaSha, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. But I have a habit when I do GuaSha to always go back down because I want to get that lymphatic drainage. When you're using the mini, it's a little bit different. So if you see me do a down movement, it's kind of just habit from training for me of always going down because it's just the way I'm trained. Same thing here. 1, 2, 3. So I always tend to finish the movement down. 1, 2, 3. And we don't want to overdo it. I'm going to do one more. 1, 2. See how my skin is pinking up? That means I have circulation. The other side, I'm going to do my Anma. Once again, I have my options here. I can use this way. Let's hold this. Let's hold this way. I could do this. Super easy. 2, 3. I can use the handle and get more of the face. 1, 2. Now, I have arthritis, so this is super comfortable for me than holding something like this. So a lot of times people ask me, and I tell them honestly, I have arthritis. So the Anma is just so much easier for me to hold. So that was how I used either with the thumbs, I can use the handle, or I can just do this way. 1, 2, 3. You know how it's always finished down. And this way I can actually get, look at all that. I can get a lot more surface than I can by using my Anma. Now, my hands. Hands are simple. Remember you always see me sometimes see these crab claws? You could do it together. 1, 2, 3. 1. See, now this way I can get my lips too. 2, 3. And usually on the third one, I'll always go down. 1. The great thing about using your hands and getting your hands on your skin, you start learning your face. And if you have fillers and stuff, your hands are going to be a lot easier to work with than if you're using a tool because you can feel where your filler is. So my clients that have filler along their cheekbone, I can then actually feel where the filler is and kind of get under there because you don't massage over filler, basically. So same thing with my hands. So super easy to do that movement, right? Super easy. Now we have the eye area. Normally we would go 1, 2, 3 to depuff the eye area and help with the wrinkles. And the same thing with GuaSha. Now this is lighter movement. Also, we're gonna brace it. We'll do it this way, where it's, and this, let's see, I'll go 1, 2, 3. I tend to do it this way actually. 1, 2, 3. And at the end, I'll always go down. And if I want to do it with my Anma, I'll use the finger parts here. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, and down. Then I got my hands. Now my hands, I can either use any of my fingers lightly, but we'll use my ring finger. Same thing, light pressure, 1, 2, 3, but I'll always finish it by pushing out any fluid and down. The next movement is lifting the eyelid, right? We want to lift the eyelid. So we know we break the eyebrow into 3 areas and we hold for three times each. So first thing we're going to do, now this is a little different because we don't have electricity to hold the muscle. So I kind of change it a little bit. So what I'm going to do is brace with my hand and with my GuaSha. Now I can either hold it like this. Sometimes I'll just hold and then I'll go to release and I'll go right into my hairline. 1, 2, 3. Now, foreheads and eyebrows tend to hold a lot more tension. This is the bone here. So sometimes I will put on, and I'm wiggling just to help me move it. If I feel a little tension there, the wiggle is helping me release tension. And I can go 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. And you see now my arthritis is bothering me. Or now I have my Anma. My Anma, I have choices. I can use my fingers. I tend to use my Anma like this because it's just easier. And I can do the whole eyebrow like that. How about that? Pull it up. Now, the easiest for me is actually using the handle. And I can just go 1, 2, 3. I can get, so it's usually 2 movements. 3. My hands, I'm going to use my knuckles like this. And I tend to do them together. I can do them one at a time. And I'm doing 1, 2, 3. Doesn't matter if you start from the center or the end. 2, 3. Hands are the best thing I found when I'm working on this area. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, the other move we do on the mini microcurrent is this move here when we're going this way because we want to get the 11s. So, GuaSha, I'm going to hold on this side, same movement. 1, 2, 3. Now, this is hurting me a little bit, meaning I'm pressing too hard or I have a tension spot there. So if you feel that your hurts a little bit, either lighten up on your tension or that area just has a tension spot and it needs to get worked out. 1, 2, 3. And this one just happens to fit my face. Sometimes you have a larger GuaSha or a smaller one, so you have to figure that out. And then I can go this way and I can just use the whole one. 1, well, actually, I like to use the handle. 1, 2, 3. And then of course we have our knuckles, which is a great move. And I know it looks like I'm pressing really hard, but I'm not. But I love using my fists on my forehead. I think it's the best thing that you can do. And honestly, if you get used, like I say, if you get used to using your hands, you will start learning your face. You will start feeling those areas that have tension or what's going on or where your cheekbone is. People always say to me, my cheekbone fell, Amy. And I'm like, no, your cheekbone stayed there. The bone is there. The fat pad fell. You know, so it's really important to start using your hands on your face because you start learning your anatomy. You could start feeling around for things. And if you get really confident and start feeling your muscles, you can get a little bit more creative in things with facial massage. So Everybody's facial anatomy is a little bit different. And when I work on clients and I'm cleansing them, when I'm cleansing them, a lot of times my eyes are closed and I'm really sitting and basically letting my fingers learn their face. I'm learning where their muscles are. I can feel where their tension is. I'm learning so that way I can adjust when I need to do, whether I'm doing microcurrent or I'm doing some sort of tension release or whatever I'm doing, because I want my clients to get a result. And you can do that too. And that comes from practice. So don't be afraid to put your hands on your face. I see people, my sister's one of those. She goes to put on, I know you're in the group, Mona, but I'm sorry. She goes to put on her item and she's like this, like she's afraid to touch her face. It's like, make fun of her, she's afraid to touch her face. So don't be afraid to touch your face. A few tips. If you think you're pressing too hard when you're doing your facial massage, you probably are. It's always better to work lighter and not harder. Sometimes if we press too hard, we bypass all the benefit that comes with time. So I always tell everybody, if you're really digging in, like, and making a mark, like, no, especially with your GuaSha tool, you can bypass a lot, and we don't want to get into the deeper tissues and stuff. You can end up with more swelling, or I've actually had people that have told me that they've made bruises on their face. So always remember, less is more. Start learning your anatomy. I will somehow see if I can get this posted, so for those of you who didn't purchase it can kind of see it. It's not the easiest thing to see, but it's enough, I think, to guide you. Or hop over onto the YouTube channel and you can follow along for the one that says follow along for the mini microcurrent, because those moves that I just showed you are the exact same moves that you would do for facial massage. So if you have any questions or anything, don't hesitate to list them below. And don't forget to wash your face and wear sunblock. It's summer, wear sunblock and reapply.